There are a couple things on 49 Football South that I wanted to tell you about, starting with the game that I'm playing here. I've got Indianapolis and Green Bay from 2016 playing. And the reason I wanted to play these two teams is because they're both pass-happy teams. They got two great quarterbacks, Andrew Luck and Aaron Rodgers. And the game comes with solitaire charts. You actually have 6 different solitaire charts, whether you're going to run more, whether you're going to be a balanced offense, or if you're going to pass more. But then it also based on a quarterback's yards per catch, whether you play a little bit more conservative or if you play a little bit more aggressive. And these two teams, Indianapolis in 2016 had a higher yards per catch, so they're playing aggressive. Green Bay, maybe surprisingly, their yards per catch was lower, so they're actually playing more conservative. So it's giving me a good chance to play the two different charts. And kind of the way the game's played out so far, Green Bay took the opening kickoff and they went 3-0. So they punted to Indianapolis. Green Bay got a sack. Indianapolis went 3-0. And one thing I noticed when I made up I'm playing the quick play rules, and when I made up the charts for the quick play rules, I realized that Indianapolis and Green Bay do not have great secondaries. So this had the potential to be a really wide open game. Well, on that series where Green Bay got the sack, Indianapolis goes 3-0. On the punt, Green Bay got a roughing the kicker call, so Indianapolis had a second chance because it was a 15-yard penalty variety. And so Andrew Luck then marched Indianapolis down the field and they get a touchdown. Green Bay takes the opening kickoff, or the next kickoff. They march all the way down, they get a touchdown. They kicked Indianapolis. The Colts fumble the kickoff, and Green Bay recovered about the 20-yard line. 4 or 5 plays later, Green Bay scores a touchdown. They're up 14-7. They kicked Indianapolis. You guessed it. Andrew Luck marched them all the way down the field. They get a touchdown, tied at 14. Green Bay gets the ball back. What do? Aaron Rodgers takes them all the way down the field, 21-14. Now we're about 5 minutes left to go in the half. Indianapolis gets the ball back. They start to move, but Green Bay, the one thing they got going for them, even though their secondary is not great, they get good pressure on the quarterback. They sack Luck back-to-back plays and force Indianapolis to punt. Rodgers gets the ball back, goes to town with a 2-minute offense, goes down, scores a touchdown, and it's halftime, and it's 28-14. So it's not like every game is going to work out like this for you, and if I played the game, started over again, it would work out differently. What I like about it, though, is it definitely comes out realistic, and I haven't had a shootout like this for a long time, so I'm looking forward to playing the second half of this. Another game I just played on my BC Lions replay, in-season replay, they lost to Ottawa, and I played the full standard game where I'm coaching BC against the whole solitaire charts. Ottawa scored a field goal with 2.5 seconds left to go to win the game 23-22. So the solitaire charts, they're tough to play against. But I wanted to bring that up because a couple of things that separate 49 football. One is that 2.5 seconds. Most games are using 10-second intervals. Some do use 5-second intervals. But if you watch a game, you'll notice a lot of the plays, especially at the end of a half, are in the 7 to 8 second variety. And so, you can kind of cover them, I guess, with 5 and 10 seconds, they average themselves out. I just find that the 2.5 seconds just adds another level of realism, especially in the dying seconds of a half. So you can choose to use the 2.5 second intervals or not. But if you do use the 2.5 second intervals, you can use them in the last 2 minutes or even the last 5 minutes of the half to just add to that realism of the game. And then the other thing that I've had a few questions about lately is you look at the chart here, you can see there's half-yard increments. And again, to me, the half yard is really important. Football is a game of inches. It's not a game of yards. And if I could find an easy way to do some of the adding and subtracting and take this to tenth of yards, I would definitely do that. But the half yards work really well, especially when you get like a 4th down. 4th and a half is a big difference than 4th and 1. And whether you're at the goal line to try and score a touchdown or whether you're trying to convert on a 1st down, that half yard can make a big difference. And you also, if you watch during games, a receiver will catch a pass and he's trying to reach for that 10-yard marker and the defender's doing his best to stop him. And it's so amazing that these guys know exactly where the 10-yard marker is. Well, a lot of the plays in the game are 9.5 yards or 10 or 10.5 yards. And it's to kind of bring that part of the game into the board game 49 Football South. Well, anyway, those are just a couple of little nuances that are maybe a little different with 49 football. And I can tell you, for me, having played a number of games now, And once you've played a few games, you're going to start having games like I've had. And then you'll start getting used to the half-yard increments and the 2.5-second time intervals as the half comes down. And to me, I don't think I could play a game without those now, because it just adds so much more realism to the game. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm going to go back to playing the second half of this game, 28-14.